Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to EA Tetragrammaton, where we are playing this turn 150. Let's jump into things. Password. Password. My bad. Okay, so conjuration. Well, look at this, because I'm used to Bosmos in my mind right now, so I keep seeing this and I'm like, oh, we did a thing. No. We did a whole bunch of ritual casting, Infernal Tempest, Call Anzu, another Infernal Tempest, 3 Corpse Man constructions, some Cloud Trapezing. We did some Augury, didn't find anything. Bunch of summoned Kusarikus, more Anzus, more Cloud Trapezing, some Yetis. We got attacked by a Mind Hunt, but resisted. More Anzus. This, again, I don't know what this is. I'm going to try to look this up real quick. Let's see if we can figure out what this is. Dom 5 Inspector. Go load the events up and see if we can't get the events all loaded up. Major disturbance. Divine Dominion. Oh. I'm not seeing anything that matches this. Cost of all other. Yeah, I can't find an event that matches this. Oh well. I could probably ask around on the Discord and get an answer, but I just don't care enough right now. We oh no, we got mine hunted by someone over here in Modern Weld, and we died. That's a pretty rare occasion. More Yetis, more Corpse Managed Construction, etc., etc. 2 Tartarian Gates. All right, let's look at stuff. This is our Cloud Trapeze onto this Mel cart, right? Let's see how this goes. He is going to do Summon Earth Power. We're only doing Gift of Flight, Blessing, and Flight on R3. He gets his Summon Earth Power off, and he begins to cast Temper Flesh. Gets Temper Flesh off. So Temper Flesh is really going to help him. We land, and immediately we do 18 damage. Nice. That's what we want to see. But then we also see that one person got stunned by his overcharge, the person who hit. And then the others, at least one of the others, failed their morale check on the awe, which is kind of... Oh. Gurus have terrible base morale. Like, that shocks me every single time. We could put Dragon Helms on here and really help to get past that, but we're getting into that territory where we're putting too much into this type of attack. He gets Legions of Steel off, protection's up to 33. Starts to regen that one hit. We hit him again for, what is that? 12 and 13. And immediately both of these Gurus are stunned by the overcharge from the Storm Spool. That Guru flees. That Guru flees, and that Guru dies. Unfortunate. His Coral Blade basically drew blood every single hit. So, yeah. That didn't work, but I think in theory we can see that it could work if we brought maybe like 5 or 6 instead. Or if we gave him a little bit more gear, right? If we put some dragon helmets on there to make him a little more sturdy, put some armor on there so that he couldn't hit as hard. Maybe have them cast shock resistance or something like that so they don't get stunned off of the overcharge. But there's a lot that we could do to increase it, but what we were looking to try to accomplish was to see if we could have success without a lot of investment. We'll see how that goes. Did some more blood hunting, easy peasy, and then we've got a bunch of base battles. Got hit by that same Melkart, moved into Moss Woods, where one of our Gurus retreated, and killed that Guru. We got hit in Comsath by a Baal, nothing big there. Took control of Sitha, took control of Karnag. We saw a fight in the Black Alps between Hinnom and Lanka. Hinnom wins. And then we moved into the Black Alps with a Vampire Lord and lost to that Troll King. We can watch the battle, but it's very simple. It's basically he just has too much armor. 25 armor. He gets Temper Flesh off, and he has this freaking Infernal Sword, so it kills real well. Does a lot of damage. And with Temper Flesh and 25 protection, these guys just can't do that much damage, unfortunately. Okay. Summon Earth Power goes up, which is unfortunate. If we had gotten to him before he could get Summon Earth Power up, we might have been able to realistically fatigue him out with our Long Dead. But as it is, we start spamming Frighten. Why Frighten? No. Well, Legions of Steel, and he routes. Okay. Is what it is. No big deal. We tried. We took over Turtle Glades. We got hit in range of Shadow by an Ami and a Lich. Easy peasy. We lost Anglovania, because I believe Anglovania... Yeah, Anglovania is... No, actually, we might have missed Anglovania. That's my bad. Got to put a PD there. If for no other reason, just so that we can see what's attacking there, right? We got hit in Modern Weld, lost that. We got hit in Resting Heights, lost that. We took control of Dwargar, we took control of Erd, and then we have a bunch of events. So, Perenna lost some population. Gibernia, there's a large-scale barbarian attack incoming. At Gibernia... I don't know if we're going to be able to survive this. We've got a lot of HP over here in Gibernia. Actually, somewhat interesting. So we've got a vampire coming in this way. So we'll actually... Alright, we will move and patrol with the vampire. And he'll help keep things kosher. Cast spells. We'll do a Soul Vortex. Nope. A Soul Vortex, and 2 Horde of Skeletons, advance and cast spells. Fun. So that'll probably do it. That probably would have been fine anyways, but just in case. Because they have base 24, and we've got 9 candles here, so 90% increased HP. So probably would be fine. But just in case, yeah, we'll see. What else is happening? We've got a Fairy Court of Summer has been traveling through the land in Tir Nanog. We got increased growth, luck, and sloth, but we lost all of our taxes. Unfortunate. Misfortune 3 in Defaros. We lost a scout in Dead Forest. Unfortunate. White Forest is unharmed, but Raphabolia breached instantaneously. Okay, cool. What are we doing this turn? Well, the main focus of this turn is going to be the battle in Raphabolia. And the question is he going to try to teleport something in there? Is he going to try to hit us with something first? Etc., etc. So, we are attacking basically in every location around Raphabolia to help, you know, prevent what happened last time. The concept that if we lose, if we get routed... Right, we want to be able to have clear lines of retreat. So we have an individual patrolling in Ivermark, in Edirol, in Turtle Glades, in Drogar, in Erd, and we are also attacking into Black Alps. We're also attacking into Modern Weld, and we are teleporting, we're cloud trapezing a bunch of individuals into Moss Woods. We're also cloud trapezing some individuals onto this. So the Melkart didn't work, but I think maybe the Troll King can work. So the Troll King hits really hard and will kill people, but he has less protection than the Melkart does and less good gear than the Melkart does. He has less layers of defense. Let's say it that way, right? Take a look here. So he starts off at like a base 5 to 8 less protection. He still has a Storm Spool, so that's a bit of a problem. But he doesn't have Awe, right? He doesn't have something else. He's gonna have Temper Flesh. Regardless, this might still fail anyways. But the hope is again, we're sending like 3 Gurus with a very simple kit of a Great Sword of Sharpness, Boots of Giant Strength, Burning Pearl, Ring of the Warrior, that whole shtick. And the hope is to kill him on the charge, basically, right? If we can hit him with 3 40s, those are all going to be reduced by Temper Flesh and by protection, right? But if we can hit them, maybe we just pop him in a single turn. Fingers crossed. That's kind of the goal, right? So we're sending these 2 Air Gurus to do that, and then we're sending a whole force of Air Gurus, Cloud Trapezing, as well as our Oogalus, and this is a very risky dedication. I do not know that this is going to work, 1, or be a good idea, 2. But we are sending them in on this Melkart, and this is going to be very dicey because we don't really have good ways to deal with this Melkart. So what we're doing is we're sending in Storm Power, gonna do Mirror Image, gonna try to Thunder Strike spam this guy. So he has a Storm Spool, so he has 10 resistance to the Thunder Strike, which we should do, if we're hitting, we should do very, very high Thunder Strike damage on him. We only need a couple to hit consecutively to really fuck him up. And we're sending 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I didn't get all of these done. Why didn't I get all these done? 6, 7, 8. Yeah, okay, so we're sending 8 Air Gurus. One of them is going to be doing Wind Guide, so that everyone gets the accuracy buff, right? They're all doing Storm Power, they're all doing Mirror Image to kind of let the storm activate, etc. And then they're going to start Thunder Striking, and then they're all on Advance and Cast Spells. Hopefully they will continue to do Thunder Strike. If they do not, maybe at the very least they'll do something like, get in range to do something like Shocking Grasp, right? Could work. Probably they will start spamming Lightning Bolt and it won't work. So, fingers crossed. We're also sending in Oogaloo 18 and Oogaloo 12. Oogaloo 18 is going to do Living Clouds. I'm not anticipating that these Living Clouds are going to work against the Melkart, but the hope is that they're going to stall the Melkart, right? Like, get in his business, cause issues, etc. Then Oogaloo 18 is going to do Summon Storm Power, and then he is going to do Mists of Deception. Mists of Deception is basically there to hopefully... Now, this is going to lower our accuracy, but it's there to hopefully start putting phantasms in that the Melkart will have to deal with, so that he can't get to our Gurus, and hopefully our Gurus will either have finished him or have time to finish him for Mists of Deception. Oogaloo 12 is going to immediately do Storm, Summon Storm Power, then do Living Clouds again to try to help tie him up, then Mirror Image, and then Advance and Cast Spells. Probably just do a Thunder Strike there, and then Cast Spells. Same here, might as well script the Thunder Strikes. Okay, so that is pretty much it. This is a very big dedication to try to kill a single Melkart. But again, I'm trying to get this Melkart taken care of so that he can't just walk in on my force and Raphabolia. And the same with this Troll King, so he can't just walk in on my force and Raphabolia. He could definitely teleport something there, and if he does, we'll see how it goes. But we've got a very big force. I have taken the liberty to put additional gems on everyone so that if we get gem baited, hopefully we will still be able to do the vast majority of what we were trying to do. Fingers crossed. Everyone's storming the castle this turn. We're not dicking around. We're not gonna send someone in to try to bait from him, etc., etc. We're just going. We're just going. And fingers crossed. Crossed. Hopefully it works. What else are we doing? We are sending a Tartarian, Tart 21, down to Resting Heights to start raiding around. He is kitted out thusly: Shadowbrand, Divine Shield, Dragon Helmet, Armor of Knights, Amulet of Anti-Magic, and Ring of Regeneration. Pretty basic, no big deal. We are sending Isham 46 over to Again, gonna try to start building up more forces to hopefully deal with the forces of Lanka over here. Fingers crossed. Considering putting up domes in the very near future for Trackless Wastes and we are sending a Tart out. Tart 24. Sword of Swiftness, Scuttlebutt Vulturnus, Dragon Helmet, Armor of Knights, Boots of the Messenger, Amulet of Anti-Magic, Ring of Regeneration. Pretty simple. Heading on over to Carrion. Again, going to try to start raiding around in here. We've got forces from Jabero. 3 of our 4 tarts are movable this turn, so we're moving 1 over to Comsath. We're moving 2 to Comsath. So these 2 are going to Comsath together, and then the third, Tart 6, is actually moving into Halbathria. He's going to get prepped and ready to Cloud Trapeze on people. So we'll see how that goes. Same thing with Tart 22. When she gets available, she'll Cloud Trapeze on people. Tart 17 has not unfeeble-minded yet. With 2 of our Tart summons, we've got this one, this Titan, and this Titan that are no longer feeble-minded or any other wounds, so they're getting Gift of Reasoned and Divine Named this turn. This Tart is no longer feeble-minded, but has a whole bunch of other wounds, so we're going to let him bake for a little while. See how that goes. As far as that goes, that's it for movement this turn, really. Recruitment-wise, still very simple stuff. We're doing more NCs for more leadership. Everything in remains the same for the most part. Continuing to get more crystal sorceresses, continuing to get more shamans. In most locations, most of our big locations, we are continuing to get Gudus. So in Trackless Wastes, in Pangaea, in Kailasa, and in Halbathria, continuing to get Gudus. We'll see how that goes. This is an even turn, so we're getting another Enkidu Shaman. That continues. And I don't think we're getting any Ishibs this turn. It's starting to get to the point to where it's hard to afford Ishibs on even turns with Enkidu Shamans, right? So we're starting to get to that point to where our income is kind of capped again. Obviously, like, there's a big gap here, but between doing things like NCs and Musushus and Inky's Chosen and that many Gurus, etc., it's kind of difficult to really get what we're going for. We are very, very close as far as Pangaea goes to launching this army. I really considered sending this army out this turn to go for White Forest. We will probably, depending on how things happen next turn, we will probably be sending forces to White Forest. If we win, we're absolutely sending forces to White Forest, because we're probably just going to swap a bunch of gear over to the Pangean forces and just go for White Forest. If we lose, we might still do that anyways. We might try to piece together the forces that we have and retreat back to Halbathria or go back to Raphabolia, depending on whether or not it is a feasible victory for us. But we might also move on White Forest again just to threaten more options. Realm of Silence has kind of turned into a bit of a worse case scenario for us. So we're probably going to look at moving our flame spirits up towards Kailasa in the near future in order to try to gain access to Realm of Silence. Because even though he has a whole crap ton of fire snakes here, he's got other things, Long Dead Rephites, Long Deads, Kidnids, Amis, etc. And if he's only got fire snakes, I'm not super worried about only fighting fire snakes. So, you know, 5 Flames from the Sky could still do a whole lot of work on place. I also, though, need to get more flame spirits over here in Trackless Wastes. Actually, let's go ahead and do this turn. I'm going to go ahead and summon another flame spirit over into Trackless Wastes. Because we want to have at least 2 on hand to respond to any movements from Lanka. We can't really respond to the movement here in Jabal Kish if they move directly onto us, right? But, you know, we can try to make sure we're ready to fight them. But here in Yomi, if Yomi moves, we could absolutely be like, okay, well, flambe this area, you know? See how that goes. Oofa doofa. We could, I mean, I don't know if you drop, I assume if you drop Flames from the Sky on your own location, it will hit the enemy. It will choose between the enemy and you, right? To hit portions of each. But and we have kind of like a good thing going with the fact that we have Gift of Health. But Trackless Waste is actually getting pushed from a Dominion standpoint. Not really happy about it, actually. I might make some more Rings of Water Breathing and put some Ishibs down here in Green Waters to preach. I haven't been preaching with this guy, which is really dumb of me. We're preaching with him now. But we might do that in the future to try to, like, get some more Dominion over here. It's kind of just this scenario of, like, this being a throne and him having so much here now. He's kind of pushed back. Also, I think these events that we've been having, the major disturbances from Relay has been causing issues. Another scenario to talk about is, looks like Relay has pushed Lanka's forces back out of the lake. So there's that, which is interesting. Most of everything, though, is as we've already talked about, is focused on this big battle here in Raphabolia, and we'll see how that goes. What else are we doing for the turn? I did a handy-dandy, because I'm trying to be very cognizant of where my gems are going this turn, so I did a handy-dandy little chart. I might start doing this more frequently, but this is what we are doing, aside from that Flame Spirit, because that Flame Spirit's new, but this is what we are doing with Rituals and Forging. We are doing 2 Rituals first. We're doing 2 Tartarians. We're doing 3 Kusarikus. We're doing 4 Corpseman Constructions, 6 Anzus, 1 Divine Name, 1 Gift of Reason, 2 Infernal Bloods, 1 or Infernal Tempest, 1 Curse of Blood, 1 Force of Darkness, 12 Cloud Trapezes, which is a sync on the air gems, and it just 2 Naiad Warriors, 2 Summon Yetis, and 1 Augury. Because we've got a Flame Spirit somewhere around here that's just doing random auguries in the hopes that we can ever find more fire gems, because that would be really cool. Trying to think, there was something I was gonna talk about there. So with the Anzus, right? We've got Anzus being summoned in Pangaea, in Kailasa, and in now. Have them summoning Trackless Waste as well. Am I summoning in all the places I'm supposed to? Oh, right. We only have 6 because we would have 8, but the Kailasa, or the Ugalus in Kailasa are Cloud Trapezing. They're fighting this turn. So we've got Pangea, and Trackless Waste are all summoning Anzus. We are done. This is important news. We are done with our forging, for now anyways. We're done with our forging of air gear, of our winged helms and our bags of wind. And this has been a pretty big sink on our air gems. Air gems, we have a shit ton of income for air gems because we have Galegate, right? So we've got 56 air gems per turn. Now that we are not spending 25 and then 40, 25, 40, 25, 40, we're going to kind of shoot up on air gems, or at least that's the hope. I do not know what we are necessarily going to do with that influx. We might start saving and try to do a big global like Fata Morgana or something like that. I think Fata Morgana combined with something like I don't know if Gift of Health really matters because Fata Morgana Phantasmal Warriors only have 1 HP anyways. But adding in additional province defense on top of our already high province defense with more where's my mind going? With more HP, etc. This could be a really good defensive option to make it to where Lanka has a difficult time raiding me. I don't know if that's going to be a worthwhile attempt, though. What's the other one? It was Fata Morgana that we were interested in. I think Perpetual Storm is a bad idea for us. I think this hurts us more than it does him, because I think we still care about income, and I don't think he does. None of those. And so Dark Skies. Dark Skies is the other thing I was considering grabbing, right? Dark Skies being the idea that if we put up Dark Skies... So if we try to steal Dark Skies, then that means we have a guaranteed shot at it, right? We're not potentially taking one of our own things. And Dark Skies, again, on top of high defense, high province defense with Gift of Health, will help us be good at avoiding raids, right? In theory, by making it, like he comes into a place and he has 10 less morale, that's going to be hard for him to raid, because if he takes a hit, he might just break, So that's a thing. That's interesting. That's a route that we might go. And it wouldn't take us long as Hinnom, holds on for the next 5 to 10 turns, and that caster holds on for the next 5 to 10 turns, then we could very easily throw up a medium strength Dark Skies and target that. That is an option. We have other options as well, though. We could potentially, I don't know. It doesn't have to be air gems that we go for, and we could just transfer those air gems into summoning more Oogalus and trying to kit those Oogalus out in, not necessarily like in this manner, right, where we have a bunch of winged helms and stuff like that, but they come in as air 3, right? So we could set them up to be cloud trapezing, hunters, because they do have these atropic daggers, which are ×2 versus demons, and atropic maces, which have halt demons. So we could put like a bunch of attack boosters on them, where they have pretty high attack, and then give them like either a bunch of defense gear or maybe just protection gear so that they don't die as easily. And it could actually be pretty interesting to see them go off against a demon. Maybe put like strength gear on them so they hit a little harder, right? Because they don't really hit very hard. I guess the ×2 is the point though there, but anyways, so yeah, there's that option. Or we could we don't have to rely on the atropic daggers. We could just put demon killing gear on them. So. But anyways, we've got a lot of different options for what we could use our air gems for. I'm excited to see where we go for that. I wish we were able to pick up some Queens of Elemental Air, but I think Lanka has them all. We tried picking up one a few turns back, but it did not work, which is unfortunate. All right. Continuing on, what are we doing with our forging? Again, I have a list. We're doing 2 amulets of anti-magic. This is almost completely to go with new sets of gear for Tartarians, right? So a lot of this is gear for Tartarians. 2 amulets of anti-magic, 2 armor of knights, 2 swords of swiftness. We're kind of defaulting to swords of swiftness right now because we've got a decent amount of water income to play with. Swords of swiftness. Steel, they hit really hard. They have 2 attacks, so you can kill more than you would just on average. We could do just like Frostbrands, but I like Swords of Swiftness at this point because Swords of Swiftness are more useful against super combatants or thugs, and I'm thinking we're gonna have to start fighting against a lot of thugs in the very near future. We're doing 7 dragon helmets. 2 of these are for well, I guess these 2 are for Tartarians, and then we're doing 7 dragon helmets and 7 rings of the warrior. Those rings of the warrior and dragon helmets are being paired as morale boosters. Okay, we're doing a single Scutata Volturnus. We are doing a single Boots of the Messenger to go with this pair. We're doing a single Ring of Regeneration. That's not right. We should have more than 1 Ring of Regeneration. Well, we're going to be missing a Ring of Regeneration. Whatever. We'll see. We'll fix that later. No big deal. We've got a Lantern Shield. So this is interesting. This is a new item that we haven't really experimented with before. Let me see if I can find who's doing it. Yeah, down here, Flame 9 is doing a Lantern Shield. I don't know if this is going to be any good, honestly. It gives a retinue of 3 corpse candles, which is, I think, neat, but not super efficient or anything like that. But it has very high, I say very high, it has good protection and parry, basically like a Hoplon, less parry, actually. But it also has fear, and I thought that would be interesting to potentially stack on, you know, most of the tarts have built-in fear. I thought it would be interesting to try to stack that on a tart and see if we could get anything out of it. I don't think it's going to matter that much. I also just wanted to try out some new things. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll find out that those corpse candles really, really help in, you know, keeping people off, keeping people to where you can get buffs going, etc. Who knows? I do not. And then we are doing 2 water lenses and 2 demon banes. The 2 demon banes specifically for this coming Crystal Sorceress and this coming Shaman. And then the 2 water lenses are being forged by our 2 new Ishibs this turn. So, I might or might not, I might not do this every single turn, but this is an interesting thing. I think it's easier for me to just make a list and then talk about what I'm doing with rituals and forging, than try to remember where all of the different forgers or ritual casters are. So, I think that's probably going to be it. Yeah. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. Excited to see what the next turn holds. See you next time. Bye, everybody.